All right, guys, here we go. Just a quick video comparing ACS, ADA, and ZBCN. A lot of people asking about those three cryptos. But first, we're going to take a quick look at a couple of X posts here. And this goes back to, and this is regarding ACS, okay? And we had posted on July 5th, heads up, the party's over. I had a huge breakout candle on the first day here, the 5th. And then let's go back. And here we are. Okay, hit our targets, pull back. Now the next day, and when we go to the charts, I'll explain the next day. But just wanted to show you this and mainly the heading up here. Yes, you can call tops and bottoms for any market or any asset. You really can. And those that are out there, you've heard them all the time. You can't call tops, you can't call bottoms. You're exactly right. You can't call them, okay? But if you had the training, the knowledge, the experience, and the technique, you can do it. Okay, we just kind of showed you that. But going back to the chart itself, here, the first one, ACS, like I was telling you, that was the first day we made the call. The second day, came up here, still couldn't make it. It even had two chances. Now, right now, this low pivot over here, and basically pivots are just a V shape, 180 in price action. Then we lost it, came back up, retested through here, lost it. But the positive part about ACS right now, well, then was you made a low a little bit higher low, okay? And then, you had the consolidation through here, then the breakout. But what we're concerned about is that if we lose this blue dash line, the current support, you're going to test the 20 down here. And if you lose it, the next resort or the next magnet that you're going to be pulled to is this pivot down here. But for right now, we're just maintaining, three red candles to the downside. So you could see a little relief here, relief rally, because you came from way up here above the 200, if that makes sense. Okay. Now let's look at ADA. And before we go there, look at the price difference, the extension, the price here, and there's the 200 big gap. And then we're pretty close, but we're still above the 20, which is positive. Okay, let's go to ADA. And then ADA here still have a big gap here. Really don't, want that. You want the 20 above the 200 and the price above the 20. Okay. But in ADA's defense, you made a low here. You came up, made a higher low, and then that was taken out. But you still haven't taken out this low here. Okay. That's bullish. That's positive. And then ADA kind of got itself together, and you made a higher low right there. Okay. And what needs to happen is that you want these W formations, okay? Just like that, low, higher low, and go. As soon as you take out this high pivot here, let me take this off so you can actually see it. Once we are, at about what, 60, oh yeah, cents here, break this high pivot, you should be off and running pretty well. I got a little, previous support here, which is going to be resistant for you there. Uh, but right now, the 20 bottom line, 20 needs to hold the blue line. If that gives, let me pull this line over here. Wow, that goes way back. Okay. Yeah, you want to maintain that low pivot here. Okay, you're doing right. You're on the way of putting in those W's. There's three main ways markets or an asset, reverses. And from the bottom is V shape, just like we had a V shape, dump. You can have a V shape recovery or a W formation. That like we were talking about, a second ago. That down, up, down, and then go. And really that's a little bit stronger, and you can catch it and run with it. Then when you take out that high pivot here, say we came up, came down, if and when that happens, you take that out, then you have a measured move that you can push to the upside. But right now, chart wise, nothing against, ACS, but the people, you can tell it was highly, highly, highly manipulated. This was all a green candle at one time. And good and well, people bought in up here. Okay. And that's one of the rules, uh, trading rules that we have with our Patreon members group. And I'll leave a link below, is that you wait until close to the close. In other words, you're looking at an hourly chart. Don't get FOMO'd in. Wait until a few minutes before that candle closes before you get in. Let me see if I can make an example here. Yeah, we feel that like this is a 15-minute chart. Every candle's 15 minutes. This candle here that's currently working has, less than 2 minutes to go. I mean, it's more bearish than bullish, so, I won't even pay attention to that. But that's what I'm getting at on this daily chart. If you got in on this big green candle, when it was at its, peak at its best, right, well, by the end of the day, when it actually closed, I mean, you were already down 20%. Now, talking about, gut wrenching, talking about, breaking your heart. And then if you held, like a lot of people do, you're down over 30% right now just by not knowing that. Okay. There's a couple other things up here that gave us a clue this thing was going to reverse, maybe not that much, but, that wasn't the point to get into. And so ADA here on the, or the daily, matter of fact, it's even moving up a little bit right now. In my opinion, not financial advice, is a little bit better, clear chart trying to work itself out, okay? Or work itself up and out of this low area. Okay, now let's go to ZBCN real quick. You can see we put the 100 here, and let me go to the X O's, okay? This was on July 5th as well. And we were saying the near term price action, the 100 MA, that gold line you see here, most hold support. If not, we'll see you at the blue dash line. Okay. Now support price even got there. Okay. So let's go back to the chart. And when was this? Wednesday, oh, Sunday. We put in a real nice bottoming tail, plus you had a time count coming down into here. So the odds were potentially more bullish than bearish. However, the market, was more bearish than individual coins. So that's why, rolled over, as you can see. And so if we put in another red candle under here, we have the possibility of coming down, like I was talking about on the post, into this previous resistance zone over here, and with the 200, and be drawn down there like a magnet, especially if we take out the low right here. Okay, even though that was potentially an anticipation by here bullish move, you never get in until you have that confirmation. In other words, that not really big, but anyway, that red candle here, if it were green, that closed green, then we would have gotten in. Um, and probably be up here around the 20 by now. But I'll just tell you, not financial advice again, but when we get down in this range, when you have two or more factors, which we do, and our Patreon members know what those factors are, you have very high odds, high probability of success with your thesis that we could get a bounce from there. Of course, you need what we were talking about up here, a confirmation to say, yeah, you have permission to get in and try this thing. But yeah, that would be, if and when it pulls down here, that would be good, a potentially good zone to get in. But all right, guys, appreciate you watching. And if you want to check us out, learn how to do this on your own, come follow us on Patreon, and we will see you on the charts.